Filipino entrepreneurs, like other entrepreneurs in developing countries, a number of Filipinos go into entrepreneurship because they see it as an opportunity for income creation and employment. Entrepreneurship is not only confined with the forming of intentions and the crafting of business plans, while the core of entrepreneurship is aimed at actualization of intention and is directed towards the implementation of business plans. As intentions are translated into actions and as plans are implemented, the entrepreneur has to make decisions. These decisions are influenced and produced by mental processes referred to as the thinking. So we have the entrepreneurial decision making. We have the various types. First, the critical thinking. This refers to the systematic and rational way of providing an answer to a question. This challenged the owner of the business also. It is systematic since it follows a step in responding to an inquiry. So if there's a problem, then there's an immediate solution. Like a scientific inquiry, an answer to question is preceded by an understanding of the problem. So you have to talk to gather information from your workers, from your partners, providing possible answers and reflecting on the validity of these tentative answers. Rational because it adheres to the rules of logic in connecting the relationship of variables and in making conclusions because once you commit mistakes or like not good solution, then the process will be different, will change, or probably might affect the entity. So it's really important to have this situation analysis. So you can use different analysis like SWOT analysis pertains to strength, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats of the business to show how business can use their strengths, of course, as an advantage, and how they can improve the weaknesses, how they can guard themselves against threats. And analysis of orders, competitive forces uses critical thinking in determining the impacts of various forms of competition. Also, you can use the pest analysis of the political, economical effect, impact of this business. You have to think critically before starting the business. Next, we have the creative thinking. This refers to the thought process that bring about discovery of new ideas. Yes, you have the idea already, but this one might be the skill that you need to have a wide or open um, creativity. Sometimes creative ideas starts from a dream, an insight, or from mere observation. Maybe you just talk to your friends and then suddenly you've learned something and then you started to, wow, I have this idea in mind. Why shouldn't I try this? It encourages continuity rather than stability. Thus, it is useful in developing new products and new system in business operations. Lastly, we have the strategic thinking. This involves thought processes that assess current situation that can be useful in formulation of plans for the future. This might like 5 to 6 years plans, just like our president, how he managed um, to manage these organizations, this university, or maybe this country, because they're preparing 5 6 years planning, futuristic, achieving the vision, so those things. A number of practicing entrepreneurs and business coaches have identified some sources from which you can find business ideas. Well, how we started pizza, how we started ice cream, how they thought that this will be, in demand in the future or maybe at present. This can be categorized in four major sections or sources. First, from the product. Entrepreneurs can source their business ideas from existing products or services. They will just use the creativity or innovations to come up with newly products. So, for example, lots of pizza introduced square pizzas. The bibing kinitan offered smaller bite size like rice cakes. Traditional hopia, which was made of mung beans, has been altered with the introduction of other varieties of beans. More than just changing the features of products, successful entrepreneurs introduce new products because of their dissatisfaction with those available in the market. This is what Carl Ulrich called annoyance-driven innovation. For example, Grab got market patronage in the Philippines because of the difficulties encountered by commuters with current taxi services, even the Uber. Business ideas can likewise arise from the process of production and distribution. A firm selling Prichon combined the process of frying and roasting pork belly. The packaging goods into sachet and small quantities expanded the market for shampoos and even processed cheese. Reviving the traditional way of baking pandesal and making it available throughout the day established a market niche for pan de Manila. Likewise, Tree and Bakery became famous for its fried siopaw. So those things that arise from the process gives this entrepreneur an idea, how will I be unique? Next, when business ideas are sourced from the person, so the individual examines his or her interests, hobbies, skills, dreams, and even his or her troubles. So aside from providing ideas for entrepreneurial ventures, personal interest can sustain a business venture as its initial stage of operation. So maybe you're in the travel, maybe you like sweets, that's why you come up with the idea, or maybe your friends, you're inspired by someone. So these things. Many small firms producing handicraft evolved from hobbies of owners only, like painting also. The iron-on shirt printing have transformed their hobbies into business enterprises. But it's just more probably the skills that you have, and if you wanted to take risks, your creativity, the determination, if you wanted to be successful. Next, we have the prior employment can be a source of business too. For example, a number of preschools and other training institutions were established by successful teachers. Cooks applied the popular recipes by establishing carinderia. Entrepreneurs who introduced milk tea and other drinks in the Philippines drew these business ideas from their travels, like for example in Taiwan. The last category of sources in is from relations. Many Filipino Chinese individuals source their entrepreneurial ideas from families and relatives. Children of Filipino Chinese businessmen are usually exposed to their family businesses. So it's like transfer of the ownership. Friends and classmates also can contribute ideas. Some may start their business partnership as teammates in school projects and eventually decided to put up their own business after the graduation. But how will generate business ideas? Well, we have the logical thinking, refers to the systematic and rational way of providing an answer to a question. It is a systematic since it follows steps in responding to an inquiry, just like the critical thinking stage. It is rational because it adheres to the rules of logic in connecting the relationship of one variable and in making conclusions. Oh, they really studied different perspective and ideas before conducting or having this conclusion in mind. We have also statistical analysis refers to a systematic analysis of data gathered from a survey of individuals. That's why we have this SWOT analysis also. Then we can also generate business ideas through creative thinking, just like brainstorming refers to an unstructured discussion of group to elicit ideas. Since the process is unstructured, the facilitator and participants should entertain all ideas coming from the participants. After a fixed period of discussion, the various ideas are processed. So you're gathering information also from your employees or from your organization. Well, that's a good strategy also in order to have these creative ideas. Under the creative thinking, we have problem inventory analysis. Also similar with brainstorming, it uses the group discussion method to elicit ideas from participants to come up with one solution or maybe one ideas, good ideas. Free association method also under creative thinking is another technique used in discovering business ideas. You have to discover ideas, that's why. It is a method that has been used in psychology to elicit the unconscious thoughts of individuals by expressing their thoughts associated with words and ideas given by the therapist. From the process of association, the group can come up with an idea or a set of ideas that can be the basis for business ventures. You can also have a checklist method. Given the various sources of methods of generating creative ideas, We have some factors affecting creativity, which can be grouped into four categories. First, problem solving factors, motivational factors, situational factors, and organizational factors. To a great extent, a creative person is someone who wants to provide an answer to a problem, right? An individual who is not satisfied with existing products and services may think of creative ideas. Well, this ability to solve problems, in turn, and it's influenced by the knowledge of an individual, but the extent of his experience and his level of education does exposures to a variety of situations. These exposures can be obtained through reading print and electronic materials, traveling, observing everything around you, work experience, and various forms of training. So we have the problem solving ability. This is to motivate the individual or act as a motivation. A creative individual is usually a highly motivated person. Some people just complain about discomfort of existing products, but motivated individual is willing to do something to address these dissatisfactions. Thus, a motivated person plans ahead and more importantly is willing to take risks. These include in his plan are measures that would address the uncertainties and his response to adversaries that may serve as threats. Beyond personal factors, the creativity of individuals is manifested when they are confronted with concrete situation. But implementing the plan requires that the individual must have the necessary skills in interacting with others and the ability to manage time under pressure. Creativity surfaces when their eagerness to implement a plan is tempered by ability to an individual to convince others to cooperate. So you have to act as a motivator also for the others in order to solve the problem for the company or for the business. So just some people they're like, happy and eager to attend to work because they're motivated. We also have the organizational factors, which include, among others, management support, risk taking incentives, flexible rules, degrees of freedom, and positive evaluation. It's likely um, affects the creativity, a new way of looking at things when you have these organizational factors. You are prone to flexible rules, risk taking incentives, while creative persons are also encouraged when the workplace doesn't focus on the rules but on outputs. This will also help. Some scholars believe that mere presence of factors identified previously is not enough for creativity to emerge and flourish. There is a need to balance the interaction of all these factors into a complex system because not all organizations are the same. So we really have to balance everything in the company. What is the problem? Then keep motivated and analyze the situation and organize the ideas and be focused on the output, not on the rules, because the more stricter you are, then the followers will be like, oh, I'll do this because of my boss, but I won't do this because of the company because my boss is super strict. So those things.